All right, here we go. Now we're live. All right, we're officially live on both channels now. So, welcome back to the James McGee Show. I am your host. I am James McGee, and we got Joe Collins, who's decided to make a comeback. He's been traveling the world. We missed you, Joe. Glad to have you back.
Great to be here, buddy.
And of course, Jason Kiefer's with us. We always love having you with us. Welcome. Let's dive into first off. Joe, are you drinking anything?
I got a little Jameson in my Donald Trump glass.
Yes,
that is very fitting.
God, I need one of those.
If I had a Donald Trump glass, that's what I would be drinking at night. So Jameson's kind of my go-to. Jason, do we need to guess what you're drinking? Wait, is that a gold can?
Yeah, it's a gold 50th anniversary.
Oh, okay.
Vintage, sir. It's vintage.
It's
Vintage. Okay.
That just means it's expired, doesn't it?
That's right. And the dumb fireman will fucking drink it.
So I'm gonna story behind. I like to drink some. Jameson's is my go-to. But when there's something,
I love me some JMO, buddy.
I love Jameson. So I'll tell a little story while we're getting people logging on. So we've had Joe's daughters come on the show and Tom's daughters come on the show. My daughter, who's almost 23, she's not going to come on the show. You'll never meet her. I think Joe, I think you've met her. I know Tom has, and she's just she's a different animal in a good way. She's almost 23, and I'm sure that during her teenage years and her college years that she's dated and had boyfriends, but we've never met one ever. Mm-hmm. She's just different. Her philosophy is, why would I bring somebody home if I know this person's not going to be around that long? So she's just like that. She's just a different animal. A couple of years ago, I sat her down and I said, look, if you're gay, it's okay. We're perfectly fine if you're gay. You just need to tell us. Don't hide it from us. And it was a joke because, I have she's not my biological daughter, but I have she's 33 and I call her my daughter. And she was actually here this weekend and visited and she's gay. So my daughter knew that. And she's like, I'm not gay, but when I introduce you to somebody, it's going to be somebody I think is going to be around a while. Hmm. Well, we met him last week.
Oh,
and
boy.
He's from Houston. And so just a super kid, just a prince of a young man. And he brought me a bottle of Texas Ranger bourbon.
I've heard about that.
Dude, it's very unique in a sense. It's not overly sweet, but it's got a hint. It's almost an after dinner drink somewhat.
You got the bottle? Let's see the bottle.
I don't have the bottle.
No worries. Okay.
God damn it.
Beth, are you in there?
You son.
Will you bring me the bottle of Texas Ranger? Okay. So
hey, would you bring me a bottle to
so
I can try?
Just don't show it to us.
Can you bring Joe and Jason a bottle too?
see if you can do that magic where you hand it from screen to screen or something like that.
Just let you know
if I was smart enough to do AI, we would make that happen.
That would be
I'm not that smart.
Next time we'll get the same thing and we'll do that.
Here's the bottle.
Oh,
I've heard about that though.
I'm telling you, it's almost an after dinner drink. It's really good.
I literally just heard about it. You weird fucker, because I literally just heard about it like 3 days ago.
No shit.
Texas Ranger.
Before we dive
into this, let's try this here. Pour some in this, would you? Just pour a little in there.
Let's do a toast. The band's back together, and here's to tearing up some liberal ass tonight. Because that's
Joe, I haven't seen you in forever, and I'm glad to be back with you.
You too, buddy.
Joe's been traveling.
I talked to James enough.
Yeah.
I've been around doing the teaching gig and presenting at a lot of conferences. We went from Florida to we did the Maui FBI conference. That was amazing. Came back and then did Wisconsin, and then we
just say Maui.
Maui is in Hawaii.
Yeah, that sounded terrible.
Well, everybody says that, but then I tell them how long it takes you to get there and get home.
I don't care if somebody else is paying for it and I'm going to a conference or teaching.
The key to it,
do it.
Yeah.
Jason,
And
the
then we
key
just
is
did
what
the Michigan
else
Sheriff's
paying for.
Conference. So
Somebody else paying for it is the key.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the only way I'm going to Hawaii, if somebody else is paying for it. So before we dive into our main topic of the night, we haven't talked. So and Jason, I'm sure y'all covered it on y'all show, and I may have seen some of it.
I'm gonna go back in my emails and just see some of the bullshit that I had.
So what's y'all's take on the Elon and Trump deal? First off, I'm gonna say, who didn't know that was going to happen? We all knew. I think we called it when we knew this was going to happen. But Joe, what's your take on Elon and Trump?
Well, I saw one kind of interesting twist on it is that it's they're playing games with us. Is that they really aren't having it, and they're just doing that to get people's attention. But yeah,
I don't know, man. It just until it got personal, with the Epstein shit. And who gives a shit? I'm so sick of the Epstein files. I don't even care anymore.
So I asked Dan and Andrew, our last podcast. Mm-hmm. I said, I almost feel like it's staged, but there were some things like just a couple little digs that was like, maybe it's not.
Until it got personal, yeah.
But also, I'm not dumb enough to think that I'm not believing everything that I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Does that make sense? Like,
no, I absolutely agree with you.
We're throwing some digs here and there and whatever, but it's enough to make the fucking liberals start fucking turning, and their bellies are starting to be like, oh God, oh look at what happened. Oh my God,
we got him now. We got him now.
Yeah, we got him now. Thank you.
It's like that 4-dimensional chess game.
And I'm glad that I'm not the only one that at least feels a little bit that way. I mean, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, I think most people do feel somewhat that way, and
I love it. I still love it. I loved it when he brought Elon in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love it when fucking Elon said, "Fuck you, I'm out."
Yeah,
eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah,
you're on the list. This and that. But guess what? Guess what we haven't seen? The list.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Yeah. I don't think it changes.
I'm not trying to derail your show.
No, I want that. That's why I brought it up. I want
in what direction you want to go.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm good.
I have no doubt that fucking Trump's on a fucking list.
Well, yes, he's on there. I mean, he's from New York.
He's already admitted it. It's already been there. If there was like nefarious shit, I think you would have never even heard of the list.
Well, first off, the Democrats have been in charge for you don't think during this election that would have came out if Trump was, was with a live boy or a dead girl? You don't think that would have came out? I mean, that would have come. Why I think the list is bullshit. As far as where Trump's concerned, of course he's in there somewhere. They were friends. I mean, they were friendly at one point. They were both rich. They're both from New York. Yeah, of course they were. But was he participating in pedophilia? I don't think so.
No.
But that's every time just because somebody's in the file or their name in there doesn't mean they were participating. It's well documented that he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago in 2007.
And I'm a huge follower of the Drinking Bros podcast, and
I need to start following them.
And Dan Holloway, and I got to meet them. I got to hang out with them, and it was fucking phenomenal. But excuse me, Dan today, and I'm always a day behind, so it might have been yesterday's episode. He was like, if you thought that Donald Trump was like doing some dumb shit on that plane or on that island, do you not think that would already be out?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes, exactly.
And the way he puts it is, could there be some embarrassing things about like you hanging out with somebody who's doing some dumb shit? Well, we have all had friends that do some fucking dumb shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, that's my buddy. I got him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like they bring it down to a level where it is what it is. And he's already admitted, yes, I've been on the plane. I was on the plane with my family, multiple times. Like that's already been out there. That's out in the States.
Well, whose cars have you ridden in before? Say, hey, I'm driving. Let's go to the game, or we're going to this place. I'll drive. That's the way they look at their airplanes. It's like, hey, I'm going this way. You need a ride? It's like,
right.
And look, if we were dealing with, I don't compliment Obama, and I'm not saying he's perfect, but one thing about Obama, you've never heard any kind of shit like that. You've never really heard any kind of sex scandals or anything like that. It's Trump. I mean, of course, it's a different level when you're dealing with the Epstein stuff, but it's well documented. The man's a coxman. I mean, it's well documented that. I mean, grab him on the pussy and all that stuff. So what else are you going to say about the man? It already knows that he's the man loves women. So who gives a fuck? So that to me doesn't really matter. My take on the deal, what I like, and I brought this up on one of my TikToks. I don't like all that dumb shit that him it's entertaining, but the president of the United States and the richest man in the world playing, internet wars is to me just childish. Yes. But what I did like, Elon, look everything he did during this election. And Trump still did what he thought was right. He didn't let the special interests influence him. That's one thing people are not saying, is that Elon just in most political circles would have got his way, and it's all about that electric vehicle tax break. And he would have gotten his way just because of politics. And Trump said, I don't think it's right. And he just did not. I just respect the fact that Donald Trump, whether you agree with the things that he does, Donald Trump's going to do what he thinks is right for this country. And he's not, this proved, he's not going to let special interests get in the way. Everything Elon did for him, and he didn't even give him that. No, I don't see anybody else, Jason and Joe, I just don't see anybody else doing that. Everybody else would have caved because of political pressure, and he didn't. That's what made Donald Trump different.
I'm gonna let age go before beauty, because I think Joe's a little bit older than I am.
No,
he's a lot older than you.
I guarantee you that. But I totally agree.
And the only reason I say that, and I'm being funny, but you've experienced a little bit more life than I have, as far as presidents and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to hear your take on this first.
Well, I definitely agree with that. And what most politicians, I would say every politician but Trump, their job is to make sure they keep their seat. That's their number one job. Number one job is that how do I stay in this seat after my term is up?
Bingo.
Trump has never been that. And that's where you get people that realize that they're only in office for one term and they only have a short period of time to get things done. And that's where he's at. So he's not going to put up with any of that.
So let me ask you two this question. A president that could equate to what your ideals, because all three of us are agreeing on the ideals of what Trump is doing for the most part. What's the next president rewinding back? Where would you put that?
Reagan.
Yep, I would 100%.
Yeah. Okay. And the thing is that I think that he probably didn't have the ability to get as much done as Trump does, but he did things because he thought that they were right for the country.
Yeah.
But he was also very savvy as far as to the media, right? In speaking, because he was a freaking actor,
just like Trump is.
Yeah.
Yep. He did things because he thought they were, it doesn't matter if you agree with the things. It's about the intent. Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan did what they thought, what they were elected to do. How many politicians, president on down, actually do what the fuck they were elected to do? And y'all talked about it tonight on y'all's show, Jason, and I forget which one of y'all said it. And I 100% agree. And, I was in politics a long time. Politicians get in there and it becomes nothing about their branding and their personal agenda and staying in office. Everything else goes to the wayside. Right. And that's where Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan are different.
And I think it might have been Pappas that said it, which I hate. I hate to say that he was right, but
we're going to compliment Pappas one time tonight. Is
it? Here's your compliment, Pappas.
Yeah, here's your compliment, Pappas. Other than that, fuck you.
But no, I completely concur with you in the fact that Reagan would have been mine, and I'm younger, but Reagan is the one that made the most impact in my life. I'm 45 right now, so I was coming up through, the Reagan generation, and getting older and becoming a man and then learning shit and starting to look back. And then when I start getting into politics, and especially podcasting, you start looking back at things and you're like, oh, okay. All right. Well, that kind of made sense. But it's amazing where we're at with, Trump's trying to do what he thinks is right and what we think is right. So, and I'm going to throw a curveball. The Marines being, dispatched to fucking LA.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's a perfect segue to go in.
I think it's absolutely perfect way to get in here. Yes.
The bullshit that's going on there. And you got Gavin Newsom. Idiot.
Complete idiot.
Was it Carol Bass or Karen
Bass? Karen Bass. Yeah.
Karen Bass. And then you have Maxine Waters.
Aunt Esther. Yep, Aunt Esther. I got a video of all three of them.
There is. Oh, thank God you did, because I thought I had them and I was looking for them, but I lost them.
We're going to start off with Aunt Esther tonight on the video.
Let's do it.
All right, let's
fuck these people. These fucking idiots.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I think what I'm going to show is going to be a good one to get into. She is. There is no more of a complete idiot than this woman. Let's see.
You are not wrong.
Yeah, I know. I'm. Well, hold on. I thought I had it. I do have it.
Well, send it to me. I can throw it up there.
No, again, the IT specialist for the James McGee show.
Yeah, we need one. What the heck? Okay, can y'all see what's on? Is there anything on screen or not?
No, just the three of us.
No, sir.
And then Mike's comment. I agree with you there too. Is that I didn't think, as James is doing this, I think Elon is very reactive to situations, and then he says things, does things, but then after a period of time where he gets to reflect, or somebody points out the fact, hey, you're being an idiot, Elon, and he'll retract some of that stuff. But yeah, you're not going to have your kid around somebody that you don't appreciate or like.
No, and I agree. I mean, there is so much bullshit that's going on around the political climate. And then you have the governor of a state. You've got the mayor of a city. And then you have all of the news outlets.
Which are a joke.
So you have, and I pull a lot of my shit from Fox. And I don't go away from that, but I also do I fact check everything. But it is so funny when CNN gets fucking called out while he's pulling this up. Well, CNN gets called out. I played a video on our podcast earlier where there's a reporter. He's like, no, it's a peaceful protest, and yeah, we're here, and there's a fucking 2 cars burning behind you.
Yeah. Oh no, it's
And then all of a sudden a flashbang fucking hits. Yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, it's so peaceful. It's so
yeah. The videos that I'm gonna pull up of this fucking mayor, y'all know how I feel about that.
I have on my TV right now. So 9:35 Eastern. Anti-ICE protesters gather in New York City, and they're doing the same fucking shit they're doing in fucking LA. Like there's a group. I can't tell how big it is, but I always have my TV on. It's happening in New York, so guess what? Boom, boom, boom. Everybody is going to start fucking getting involved. I'm going to throw fucking big air quotes out there. And these poor fucking cops are getting hit with shit.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I think I got it. This is my favorite one. So let's see if we can roll this one. Tell me if y'all can hear it.
Scroll it down a little bit, James.
Scroll it down. Turn the audio on. Click the little.
What's up?
Right.
Excuse me. I need to get in.
Check our public appearance.
I need to get in. What's up? Good morning. Are you prepared for Jehovah's return? Because if you're not, I have a pamphlet today. Well, fuck you.
I remember that.
I mean, that was from Friday, but that was Aunt Esther. Tell me that she's not Aunt Esther.
Yes.
She's straight. She's Aunt Esther. And it's embarrassing.
Fucking Maxine Waters. Fucking, I don't know if you saw it. God damn, I wish I had kept it. But where she walked through the fucking tear gas and her eyes were all like,
yeah,
fucking just drawn down, fucking tear. Guess what? I understand you're trying to be part of your constituents, but where were you? Let's just say 6 months ago. Would you have been on those fucking streets? Fuck off. No, you wouldn't have.
Where was she during the fires?
Yeah.
Where was she at during the fires?
Blaming Trump for the fires?
I did one of my TikToks this week that went very viral. And I kind of said it joking, but let's just be honest, I'm really not. There's not more of a treasonous person than Maxine Waters.
Oh, you're not.
Yeah, and I think that it's time. You know, we've only in the history of the United States since the 1800s have only tried a few people for treason, and treason is punishable by death. We've only put 2 people to death over treason. When we start charging more people and start putting the death penalty on more people for treason, I think we start with Maxine Waters. Who can argue that she doesn't need to be put down?
Just so you're aware, currently, as it's happening, Governor Newsom is sitting between the American flag and the California flag.
Where's the Mexican flag?
Making a statement. Making a statement.
Yeah. Right. So that's where the biggest problem is. You know, he's the biggest problem, but this fucking this mayor, I just don't understand. Even in a liberal city like LA, you're going to tell me that's the best that y'all have,
right?
This mayor who just fumbles every bag that she gets. She fumbled the fire. She's going to fumble this. She has no clue what's going on. I mean, one interview she's saying that it's violent, and then the other, you know, the video I'm about to show, she's criticizing the National Guard. Like, why do we need them here? Well, it's pretty obvious why the fuck you need them here, you idiot. Weakness masquerading as strength. Let's see.
You trying the another video?
Yeah. Well, I haven't. I don't know. I've told y'all I'm very challenged when it comes to this.
No. Well, what Gavin is saying right now is that the ICE is arresting like day workers and gardeners and people working in restaurants. It's like it's all a game of misdirection.
Are they illegal? And if they're illegal, then guess what? Yes, they should be detained.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about him, let's play a video with him. Is this fucking moron?
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, tell me this, guys. What you want to talk about? One of
said to me yesterday, he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his work. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? And he knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
Tom Home and the Border Czar said to me yesterday, he
Fuck him.
No, he doesn't. He absolutely does not mean that. That guy would last about 5 minutes in jail.
Well, I think it's amusing in the fact that, and he knows as well as anybody, they're not going to go arrest the governor of California. But
I don't know. I mean, come on, we're talking about Donald Trump, dude. I mean,
him making the fucking statement.
Yeah. Now the best part.
These people. Well, guess what? They're only fucking taking care of the people that need to not be here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so have we deported any 4-year-olds that you know of?
Well, we have heard the Democrats have said that we are breaking up families. You know, the Trump administration, I say we, but the Trump administration is breaking up families and sending people back. Well, guess what? If you're I don't care how old you are. If you're undocumented, I know we have a situation to be able to figure that part out for the young ones, but if you're undocumented, it doesn't matter. I don't care how old you are.
Oh, I'm absolutely with you. But the point is that they're not doing that. I think they very well could and they should. I have a strong stance on immigration. It's pretty simple. If you're here illegally, then you get sent back. I don't care if you're a criminal or not. I just, that's where my stand. I have a very, if there's anything that I have a very right wing stance on, it's immigration. Well, let me give you a hint, the world a hint too, Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass and the rest of you fucking idiots. Pretty much 70% of America feels the same way that I do.
It's more than 70%. That's one of the 80-20s, buddy.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we agree on as Americans, and the Democrats are continuously obstructing that. So yes, people need to start going to prison. Gavin Newsom, Schiff, all the Maxine Waters, Karen Bass, and this police chief in LA. He's kind of, I think that he's just more of a glass of water, and he's just going to conform with shape he's put in. But fuck you, man, have some balls.
So you pick up on one thing that Newsom said in that brief thing that you played, is that, you know, these people have been here for like 10 years, he says. It's like, wait a minute. Time in country does not make your situation legal.
Yeah. Yeah, how does that give you?
That's what they're saying.
Good point,
is that they're elite? They're just forgetting about the fact. So if you stay here long enough illegally, at some point it becomes legal.
Yeah. What do they call that? What do they call that when you live on a certain piece of land for so long?
Yeah, the 7 year thing. Yeah, you squat You have owner's right.
Owner's
You have,
right.
Owner's
you have-
rights.
you
That's
have
what
owner's rights. Yeah.
So, Joe, that's a good point, because that would be the same thing as, I get arrested for robbing banks. Well, man, I've been doing it for 10 years, so I guess it's fucking legal.
Right.
Well, apparently in
I mean,
California it is.
That's how stupid it is. Like, man, they've been here for 10 years. Okay, so they've been breaking the law for 10 years. We should treat them different than the guy who's breaking the law for 3 months? No,
But
actually, I think,
that is the way they look at it.
yeah.
It's like, you know what? It's like they've been here, so let's just forget about them.
I don't know if you
somebody
see
else-
it on your end. I don't know if you see it on your end, James, but Will Cray, who follows our podcast, goes,
Mhm.
one of my best friends is an ex-illegal. There you go.
There it is.
He goes, he's in the same boat as us. Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
An
Yeah.
ex-illegal, though. Like he did his shit right.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
figured his stuff. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am too.
Come across.
Well, they try to paint us as anti-immigrant. No, I'm not anti-immigrant at all. I mean, my great grandparents
We're
came
all
here.
immigrants, damn it.
We're all immigrants, but do it the right way.
So
Unless you're 0.01% Cherokee, but the rest of us came from somewhere else. Our ancestors.
What's her name? Oh shit. What's
Pocahontas? Is that who you're thinking?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly where my head went.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Listen, I'm gonna play the mayor. Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna play the. I'm gonna say it before I play this video. I'm gonna say it again. But all the intelligent people in Los Angeles, y'all are telling me, Los Angeles, that this fucking clown is the absolute best that y'all had.
Mm-hmm.
I
I was
guess
saying before is that somebody mentioned on Fox earlier today that that the census counts the population. It doesn't count legals. So they get the Senate seats then. They get all these extra seats because they count how many people are in the districts.
let's see.
So my buddy Will, while you're doing that, he said, I've talked to him about how much it costs to get a green card. He said it's at least 10 grand. And then censorship or citizenship, I'm sorry, censorship, stupid, is even more on the legal side.
Yeah,
it's expensive. I understand that. It's
very expensive.
But you have to, if you want to come into this country, you have to come in through a correct port of entry.
That's right.
I don't care. I don't care what port of entry it is, but
I'm gonna say this before I play this clown. Can you imagine? Pick whatever you can fill in the blanks, whatever country you want to pick. Can you fucking imagine if us three went to that country, any country, took their flag and burn it, stomped on it, and planted our nation's flag, the United States of America, in that country? What in the fuck would happen to us?
Dude, even just traveling for fucking vacation, for leisure, the amount of shit that you have to go through with passports, this and that, and everything is checked just to go for a week. Like Jill and I, we're getting married in September, and we're going to fucking Mexico.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
bring an American flag with you and burn there. See what happens to you.
Right.
Throw some bricks at some police.
I'm gonna buy a Mexican flag. I'm gonna fucking burn it. I'm gonna spit on it right after we get out of the airport before we get on the shuttle and just be like, hey, just FYI, just so you know. I mean, it's just so stupid.
Yeah. I guarantee you won't be getting shot with rubber bullets if you do that.
There's so many checklists on the way in and out of another country, but we have none. Why is that?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know. Let's listen to this clown.
Oh, this fucking dumb bitch.
The National Guard. Why on earth? What are they going to do? Do you know what the National
Your
Guard
job.
is doing now? They are guarding two buildings. They're guarding the federal building here, in downtown, and they're guarding the federal building in Westwood. That's what they're doing. So they need Marines on top of it? I don't understand that. That's why I feel like
We don't
we are
expect you to
part of an
understand.
You
agenda.
don't understand
We're
it
not
because
asked to be
that's
part
why
of it.
you're a mess.
We don't expect you to understand anything. You know, she is that is a complete embarrassment. And I'm gonna say it one more time. You're telling me Los Angeles, California, that's the best that y'all have to represent y'all?
Well, they get what they paid for.
After the wildfires, the fact that she still has a job is amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is coming from the fireman guy. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you kidding me? But again, I've been to Los Angeles once.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't been back.
I've never been.
And we'll never go back. Like, it's fucking terrible.
I've been to San Diego a few times.
San Diego is fantastic.
I love San Diego.
Los Angeles, fucking shithole.
I can tell you this. I went to San Francisco in August, and really, didn't stay in San Francisco long. We went to wine country, but
Did you find a lady boy?
No, I didn't.
That you know of.
I had my wife and daughter with me. I was safe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
heard that before.
Yeah,
I'm just going out for a drink, babe. I'll be back.
Yeah. I got bail money in my boot.
But it's. I guess I'm gonna say it one again. It's really hard for me to comprehend how we can't come together on this. I think we can. 70% of America agrees like we do. But as far as the politicians, this should be one thing we should agree on, is that this is out of control. And there's nothing okay about it. But I guess since the Democrats created this, it's very hard for them to admit that it's a problem, because they created this in the last 4 years, created this.
So
open borders.
So let's talk about with the current situation right now. Trump deploys the National Guard and then deploys another 2,000. The last I heard, another 2,000 Marines that are going to be going into LA because their mayor and police chief said, we are not part of the federal part of this. How's it? We all know how it's going to look.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see some motherfuckers just start fucking pepperballing the shit out of people, and then just like fucking wrenching hands.
So I agree with you. I'll go a step further, and this is, to me, this is unprecedented. Okay, because we're acting like these are, and I know there's some of them that are American citizens. Okay, but you know what? You put yourself in that position. Fuck you. You can go down with them.
If you're playing stupid fucking games, James,
you're going to stupid prize. Yeah, fuck you. So we have got to stop. Yeah, we have got to stop looking at this as a protest. It's an absolute. Democrats, you want to talk about insurrection? This is what an insurrection is. This is an absolute insurrection. This is an invasion by, here's the key to it, guys, foreign adversaries. These are foreign adversaries who came into our country illegally or refusing to leave, and now they're tearing it down. So I think that it is not an LAPD issue. It's not a California Highway Patrol issue. I think it is a Department of Defense. You bring in the Marines and you wipe them off the fucking planet.
At 9:54, it's now turning into an NYPD issue, because I'm literally looking at it right here.
Well, that's because we haven't acted strong enough in the other parts. You go in, you wipe these motherfuckers off the planet, and
I knew this was going to happen. It's gonna hit fucking New York.
This is an act of war. This is George Floyd all the fuck over again.
Yes.
But this is not. But look, you know my stance on that.
Yeah.
But it's non-comparable. This is not a domestic issue. These are foreigners, and any American that wants to, you know, if you want to go fight a war against the United States with foreigners, then you treat it like them. And these are foreign adversaries who are attacking our country. You go in with the United States military, you wipe them off the fucking planet, and we move forward. And I guarantee you, that's going to be the way that you get order back in this country. Quit talking about it. Quit fucking boasting. Go in there and fucking wipe them off the planet. That's the only way to go.
So I'm going to tell you guys, because I podcasted with you guys, and James, you and I have talked a bunch. Joe, you and I have not talked a ton, but on here, I'm going to tell you, both of you, just as brothers, keep your shit right. Keep your shit straight.
Mm-hmm.
Because now seeing the shit that's now spreading to fucking New York, we got a lot of shit. We got a lot of shit that's happening.
Y'all got a lot. Y'all are vulnerable right now as it is, Jason, with all the stuff that's happening in y'all's city. This could end up, really spilling over there. We won't have that problem here because they don't want none of would happen if they came here, But it's just
I'm gonna start. Let's I don't want to screw up the YouTube thing, but I will make sure that I am protected.
Yeah, just
put that out. Where I normally didn't, I will be more protected now.
Yeah. Well, Joe knows where I live. I live in. I wish a motherfucker would. In the United States. That's the area that I live in. So I just I'm gonna say it one more time.
We knew it was a matter of time, though, James. We knew it was a matter of time where it went from LA all of a sudden New York, and literally as I'm watching.
Oh yeah, well they're deploying their troops.
Yes,
this is all orchestrated.
The paid protesters, and somebody was asking me today. They're like, "Hey, did you know that they pay protesters?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I've read enough on both sides, on the right and the left, and it's usually $500 a day that you'll get fucking paid to just be there and be essentially a battering ram, or throw rocks or whatever. But you take what you get, but you get $500 a day." I was like, "Well, fuck. 3.5 years, that's my retirement gig."
Yeah.
I'll make $500 a day. That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're I have a buddy down in LA, and when the LA stuff was happening last time, the entire Marriott by the Disney was sold out. Somebody called the hotel and booked the entire hotel for the potential rioters to stay there.
Weird. It's weird how that happens, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the right and the orange man and the right is bad. It's so terrible, isn't it?
Well, at least we know that Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, which I've been critical of him on some things, but they're not fucking around. They're not going to be pressured, and they're not going to be bullied. They understand what authority they have, and they're going to push it to the limit.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Maxine Waters is a congresswoman or a senator?
First off, she's an idiot, but yeah, she is a congresswoman. She's 88 years old.
Yes.
I
couldn't remember Congress, Senate. I couldn't remember.
If we're not going to have term limits, we have got to, seriously, I'm not joking. We've got to have age limits, man. I just don't understand. In our state, this is only for judges. But I think it should be like this for every elected office. Follow this model. You cannot run for office past your 70th birthday. So if you're 69 and a half, you can run for office, and it's a 4-year term or a 6-year term. So the oldest somebody would be 76 years old. And I think and I get some criticism because, you know, Trump's different, man. He's a different animal, but still, I think that
start it. I mean,
yeah.
if you start the plan now,
it's got, look, you've got another congresswoman who's 90 years old.
Yeah.
It just shows, you know, the American, we bitch about it no more than nobody more than I do. Complain about these kind of people, but who the fuck his fault is? It's the American people. It's the uneducated voter. It's the people who are not paying attention and just, you know, they brand themselves and they make themselves known. It's about name ID, and they just go cast a ballot. You know, I don't think you should be obsessed with politics like us. You don't have to be that, but you should at least do your homework on the fucking people that you're making these kind of decisions. Because the fact that Maxine Waters is Nancy Pelosi is still in office. I mean, they're both
Pelosi and the love hammer. I mean, what the fuck?
Nancy's 85.
Yeah.
But that representative in New Jersey just got indicted today.
Good.
Oh, dude, I did see that.
Yeah.
Oh, the one to put the hands on the ICE agents?
Yep. She potentially 17 years in prison if she gets
So they did. I knew they arrested her, so they indicted her.
Yep.
All three of us know that she will never fucking face jail time, but she should.
Yeah.
But it's enough to be like, hey, shut the fuck up. Like, stop doing what you're doing. Let it happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Well, that's the way that you're right. She's not going to serve any jail time, but the point was made. Quit acting like a fucking moron, and let these people do their job. And here's the last. I'll tell you what this is kind of what I'm going to close with tonight. And I'll let y'all close however y'all want. This is how stupid our liberal congressmen are. They are attacking ICE agents who are regular law enforcement officers, just first responders. They're government employees just like us. Or most of the ones out there on the street are low level, probably young people. Look who is criticizing them. The people that write the fucking laws. They enforce the law. They don't, as law enforcement officers, Joe, we don't write the laws. We don't create law. We enforce the law. So the people who have the power to change this will go write a law. Go change the fucking law. They're not, I don't care what they say, they're not overreaching. They are following the law and they're enforcing the law. But the group of people that have control and could create new law, if that's what they really want to fucking do, well, get off your fucking fat ass. I'll get off of fucking TV, bring your fat ass to work and do your fucking job and change the fucking law. But leave these hardworking men and women the fuck alone. That's my take.
Joe?
Yeah, I agree that I just feel so bad for the officers that are having to deal with this again. And that those that have probably been injured already with all the bricks and rocks that have been thrown at them. And then,
they're being doxxed and their names being released.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it's all because they just won't make a stand. What's right and what's wrong. This is wrong.
Yeah. That fucking, we talked about that fucking idiot Hakeem Jeffries. He's the one promoting that the ICE officers shouldn't be able to wear masks and cover their names up because we should know who they are. It doesn't work that way, you fucking charlatan. It just does not work that way.
Yeah, the people on the streets are allowed to wear it though. It's fine.
Well, what the Democrats are doing is using every little trick they can to deter people from doing their job. So they know that, if you put enough pressure on them and enough of these families get doxxed and get harassed and get death threats, that the working man on the street is finally going to say, man, fuck this shit. I'm not, what's it worth? So that's what they're doing. It's not about transparency. And they really are, they really are just an ignorant group of people. The Democrats in Congress and Senate are really just an ignorant group of people. Not just evil, they're just fucking ignorant. They think that we're going to fall for that. They think we don't see through that.
I'm gonna throw my closing statement out. Obviously, you two are more so law enforcement, but obviously I care about law enforcement. But what about the firemen and the fucking EMTs that have to fucking deal with the bullshit that
they're doing the same thing? They're in the same position.
Car fires, got to put the fucking car fires out because you can't just let them sit there. And then anybody that gets hurt, then they're going to be upset, which I've already seen many videos of, these idiots. Oh my God, I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt. My friend's hurt over here. My heart goes out to the firemen and paramedics, EMTs that have to fucking deal with that. Like we dealt with and I never say where I work, but we dealt with a pretty close incident of neo-Nazis that came in to our area, which not saying where I work, but it butted up right where I work. And that was a whole nother fucking issue. But dealing with this, like the firemen and paramedics that have to go in there and fucking deal with these fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Guess what? Go home. Go home. You're not bringing anything better to the cause.
Well, they're in a more,
light a car on fire, or you want to throw a fucking flashbang, or whatever it is, not even a firework at the fucking police officers. Fuck you.
So, that's a good point. It's hard for me to compliment or give any praise to firemen, Jason, but that's a good point because you're actually more vulnerable because police are armed. They're fighting the threat. Well, the firemen are there to put out a fire. Well, they can't concentrate and put a fucking fire out because they're getting shot at. And the EMS is dealing with injuries. Well, they're having to dodge bullets while they're dealing with injuries. So this is just a complete fucking mess. And
it's a shit show.
Yeah, but just go back to what I said. The solution to this, go in with the military, wipe them off the fucking planet, and let's move forward. That's the only fix for this.
I would like for fucking shots to just go across the line.
I guarantee you bring one of those helicopters in with a 50 cal and spray a few times. I guarantee you there'll be some Acrite real quick.
Right.
Let's get a little Acrite. That's all you need is a little Acrite.
I just don't understand why some of these people are just jumping on to the bandwagon of this is what we're doing.
It's a movement. It's just part of the liberal movement. It's all it is.
It's crowd. What they call it? Crowd integration.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They just all jump in. Oh, I believe in this now.
It's the mom mentality. I guarantee if you pulled a few of them off, it a lot of times you'll see this. You'll see some interviewers go in there and say, what are you protesting? They don't even know what they're protesting. They don't even know what stance. They don't even know what they're there for.
What's that flag? What's that flag? Oh, that's a Palestinian flag. No, that's a Mexican flag. Yeah. You idiot. That honestly is the way our mentality is. And it sucks. It sucks. I hate it. But I had to throw the fireman thing in there.
No, I'm glad you did because it's a really good point.
I'm overtaken by cops right here.
They got to go back and forth across the line. So they got to help the protesters when they get injured and the rioters when they get injured, and it's like
the policeman's job is to handle the threat, and the fireman.
And at first and foremost is we see a cop down, that's our guy. That's who we're grabbing. I don't give a fuck about who's happening over here. I'm grabbing a cop that's down.
Mhm.
I'm glad we were able to get together tonight. I'm glad it all worked out, and maybe when life gets a little less hectic for Tom, we'll see him again.
God, I wish he was on here.
He just needs to drive a train through the crowd, man. It'd be all over.
Yeah, he can drive his own train.
I'm like you. I'd love to hear Tom's take on a lot of this, but I appreciate both of you and all our listeners. I appreciate all of y'all coming on, and so I see a lot of new names tonight. You can follow me on YouTube, on Facebook at the James McGee Show, on TikTok. I have a very big TikTok presence.
Dude, he is so amazing on TikTok. I need to be better, and my goal for the next 6 months is to be better than you.
Oh, that won't be hard. You can do that pretty easy.
Dude, you're on TikTok all the
time. Every day. I do at least one a day, and then man, I tell you, I love I've been making a lot of shorts through the way you taught me on this. Yes. And I'm telling us, y'all are doing really good on those shorts. So hopefully we get some good ones out of here tonight. But I appreciate everybody coming on. Don't know when. Hopefully next week. Yeah, hopefully next Tuesday at least. By then we'll be back. But I will do a pre-recorded show. The World Doesn't Give a Fuck Friday. I got a pretty good one lined up for that one. But until then,
Friday I might be in. I might be able to be in.
I would love to. Would love to, because I know you understand the world does not give a fuck.
Joe, it was awesome to be able to talk with you tonight.
You too, buddy.
Missed you a bunch.
So until then, McGee, Collins, and Kiefer are out.